Kingsley begins his journey toward the Eternal Kingdom. His so-called friends, Willful and Bendy, catch up to him. Willful mocks and belittles Kingsley's mission, determined to turn him back. But Bendy, though usually submissive to Willful, is stirred by Kingsley's courage and the words of the book. In a surprising turn, Bendy chooses to join Kingsley, defying Willful's authority. Together, Kingsley and Bendy press forward, leaving Willful behind. Kingsley felt lighter at heart, even though the burden on his back tugged at his shoulders with every step. For the first time, he wasn't alone. Yet the way ahead was not as easy as they hoped. What is waiting for them around the bend? Join me for Chapter 5, and let's find out.
Journey to the Eternal Kingdom. A Young Christian's Pilgrimage. Chapter 5. Can Kingsley and Bendy get out of the quagmire of self-reliance? Kingsley explained to Bendy all he could remember and what he had read in the good book, how beautiful the kingdom would be, how everyone would be loving and kind to each other all the time.
Right now, we cannot stand in the king's presence because of our sins, but in the kingdom, we will stand in the beams of the king's sun and in the presence of the king without fear of getting hurt.
Continued Kingsley. Bendy replied,
Oh, all this information is a bit overwhelming but fascinating. Let us pick up the pace and hurry along. I am ready to meet the king. Hey, wait a minute.
Bendy said after walking silently for a while.
I didn't receive a piece of paper like you did. Can I still get through the wicket gate?
Yes, the gatekeeper will tell us what to do.
Kingsley responded.
Okay, so tell me more about his palace and this king who loves people he does not know.
Questioned Bendy.
Once we get there, we will live forever and never die. There will be no crying or sickness either.
Continued Kingsley, happy to finally have someone to share his thoughts and knowledge with. So the two walked along and engaged in their conversation. Kingsley was glad to have left the city, and Bendy's curiosity encouraged him to continue the journey with Kingsley. They were so engrossed in their conversation that, as they drew near a muddy bog amid the grassy plain, they did not see the signs that read, "Quagmire of self-reliance ahead. Stay on the narrow path. Make the next sharp right turn." So they kept walking, and soon they were swallowed up in the quagmire, sinking deeper and deeper into the muddy, slimy bog. Kingsley tried to keep up a brave face but was terribly afraid. At the same time,
Where are we now? What does your precious book say about this mess we have gotten into?
yelled Bendy.
I don't know,
Replied Kingsley as he spit and sputtered his way back to the top of the mud. His burden was causing him to sink deeper and faster than Bendy.
This is a fine mess we are in, and it is all your fault.
Grumbled his companion.
Let us try to get out of here.
Replied Kingsley.
Then we can see what is in store for us at the gate.
What do you think? I would continue on this journey with you after this.
Replied Bendy, now yelling at the top of his lungs, but it was not really loud because he was out of breath from trying to crawl out of the bog.
If this is what we get just at the beginning of our trip, then I shall not think to expect this journey to go or end well at all. If I get out of this mess you got me in, Kingsley, I will go home and forget I ever met you. You can look for the Eternal Kingdom on your own.
In saying those words, his anger at its peak, Bendy struggled with all the strength he had left and finally climbed out of the mire on the shallow end closest to the city of Babylon.
It's no wonder people do not venture out of Babylon if this is what they encounter right at the beginning.
Mumbled Bendy as he stumbled away from the slimy, gooey mud and left Kingsley all alone to figure out how to get out of the mess he was in. Poor Kingsley was so frightened and unhappy that he did not even have the courage and strength to speak, much less cry out for Bendy to help him. Oh, he wished Preacher was here to help him out of this mess he had so quickly gotten into. Over on his left, he could see the light shining ever so brightly. On his right, the city of Babylon. He could make out Bendy in the distance, who did not stop to help him out. Now there was no one else in sight.
Good king,
Whispered Kingsley.
Though I did not think I would call on you so quickly, will you please help me escape this mess I am in?
After saying those words, he found strength, which he realized always happened to him after talking to the king. Now Kingsley began struggling again in earnest with all his might toward the side of the marsh closer to the light over the wicket gate. There he finally reached the edge, but Kingsley ran out of energy with the burden on his back and weighted down by the mud. Just as he was about to give up, he heard a friendly voice ask him,
"What are you doing in here? Did you not see the signs?"
The kind stranger would have seen his cheeks grow quite red if Kingsley had not been covered in mud.
We were talking and missed the signs.
But I see no one but yourself, my dear child.
And reaching out his hand, he grabbed Kingsley's shirt and dragged him out of the mud. Kingsley, ever so happy for the helping hand, sat panting on the solid ground. Psalm 40:2 came to mind, and he whispered,
He brought me up out of the pit of destruction, out of the miry clay, and he set my feet upon a rock, making my footsteps firm.
I'm so glad Preacher told me to swing by this route to ensure you were doing all right. He said you were a timid child, but brave enough to begin this journey on your own, and may need my help occasionally. I guess now was a good time as any. My name is Assist, by the way.
said the kind stranger.